Hey, good morning. It is December 26th, Boxing Day, as they say, about 90 kilometers to the east, and I am getting up for an early day. We're going to do a lot of stuff today. We're going to do some sourcing. We're going to check out Lowe's. They have, I believe, some huge clearance deals today. And then we're going to do some work in the warehouse. So join me for the full experience of an entrepreneur. Should be a wild time.
So we're going into Lowe's. They usually slash prices like on some of the clearance stuff down to like 75%. So hopefully we can find some of this stuff to sell online or just for my own personal use. I'm not really sure yet.
That's what I'm talking about, baby! It's 75% off, including artificial and pre-lit Christmas trees. Do you remember the video I made maybe a week ago about selling Christmas trees? Well, turns out I was right. They're going to be massively marked down, and they're going to sell for like $200 next year. Same with, I wouldn't say these generic blow-ups are going to sell for a lot, but the Disney ones, Mickey Mouse down there, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Toy Story 4, those are iconic characters that are going to be in demand next year. So buy those if you have the cash and you want some free money next year. Now, these Christmas trees, the 7-footers were selling for like $200 on Amazon, new FBA. You're getting like $160 out of that. But if you're buying these at 75% off, the 7-foot ones are like $200. That is $50. You're making over $100 profit just for holding on to what amounts to plastic and cardboard. I can't do that because my warehouse is going to be emptied out and moved, hopefully in the next year. So I don't want to move 1,000-pound Christmas trees. They weigh like 40 pounds. I'm kidding. But what I do want is these. These are air fresheners. They're like a tropical mango type scent. They cost 66 cents. I can sell them for about $15 FBA. And after that, I'll get like $11 or $10 profit. And I'm not going to buy these outdoor cleaner wipes. They're selling for $1.24 FBA from Amazon right now. That's shipped. It's crazy cheap. I could use them for my own personal use, but I'm not gonna. That Cobalt thing, it was open, so I'm not gonna buy that.
Probably wondering why I bought this duct tape, right? I'm not going to resell it, but like an idiot, I don't know, about 4 days ago, I drove into the side of my garage, and the replacement headlights in the mail should get here in a week or two. But for the time being, that looks okay, right? That looks passable. Not as destitute.
So it's still only like 9:30. We were just in Lowe's for like 10 minutes. We're gonna go to a Salvation Army now. We're gonna find some hopefully newly put out items. I'm just gonna do a quick run around in there, no expectations, and then we'll go back to my warehouse.
First thing I do is go to electronics. Those are the easiest wins. That's cool. This Sony CyberShot camera is only 8 megapixels, so I'm going to pass on that for $8 too. That's a bad buy. If it was like 15 megapixels, yeah, I might buy it. No memory card either. Sometimes in the bigger ones, I got memory cards, and those are worth buying, but not this one. This Acer laptop, cool. It's a nice thing to have, but it's, not really the kind of thing I can resell. 1 series, Aspire 1 series, my guess is like $10-15 is all it's worth. Here's a DVD drive. Again, it's like $10, but I'm not going to sell it. The Sony Walkman, I didn't look this one up. Those always sell for about between $30 and $60 used. There's no corrosion on the interior battery plate. That's what I look for. If there's a corrosion there, honestly, it's easy to clean up, but sometimes those just don't work because they haven't been taken care of. I don't see a price tag on this Nintendo Wii. They sell them here for like $25 usually, and that's too much. I'd buy them for like $5, but not really worth it. This thing tells how much body fat you have, and I don't know why, but I can't sell them on Amazon. They don't let you do that. They say no, they're not real to sell. They're pseudoscience, I think. So these are the things I'm going to look up. This kind of cool camera here goes for about $25, so I'm going to pass on that. And then those 2 label makers go for about $60 a piece, so I am going to buy those. Up here in the media players, we have it's like a boombox type deal. Those are kind of interesting because you can't, they're worth money online. You can sell them FBA, but they're a pain in the ass to prep. They're more for local sales, not my business model. This Sony 200 CD player costs $35, which is a lot of money, but I can sell it for, at the time, I thought $200. I later found the remote, bumped it up to $250, which is very nice. So I'm going to buy that, and out of that $200 I initially said, I'd get about $160 back. I didn't do the math on the $250, but just take the same percentage and kind of scale up a little bit. Now, when I'm looking at these clocks right here, I'm looking for anything Sony or anything that's very loud or anything that has a very big display. Basically, it's like unique stuff. That isn't like the definitive list of things you should look for. Those are just attributes that I found make things cost more. Another attribute that makes things cost more, for customers at least, is if they're new in box. I buy tons of new in box stuff here. You're going to see a new in box remote in about a minute. Well, about a second, actually, right now. And that TV badge, it says great for TV. What I thought it said, and why I wanted to show it to you, I thought it said made for TV or as seen on TV. And those two are dead giveaways for brands you don't want to sell because the brand owner will make you take down the listing. This is kind of cool, too. It's a $5 iron for making your clothes, very flat and nice. This sells for between $25 and $30 on eBay. I'm not going to mess with that, but someone else might make some money on that. In my opinion, being a good reseller is more about knowing what you can sell, what you should focus on, as opposed to just knowing the value of everything, because that can be kind of distracting. This is interesting too. Now, one of these is for sale on eBay for $40. I'm sure one will sell a year for around that price. I don't want to hold the inventory, but I wanted to show it to you. It's not a book you'd see sold on Amazon, but it's an eBay book, unique, rare.
We spent about 25 minutes in there because I got looking at CDs and I lost track of time. All I really bought though was these 200 CD player. That'll go for about $200 on Amazon. Some label makers, big display clock, this Walkman, and then some video games and CDs. So I think so far we'll get about $100 on the air fresheners I have in the car right there. $200 for that. That's not profit, but I mean, so I'm guessing just off the top of my head, probably $300 profit so far this morning. It's been an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I'll be selling all this stuff on Amazon FBA. For those who don't know, that means that I prep the items, I send them to Amazon, and then they hold on to them for an indeterminate amount of time. And when the item sells, then they ship to the customer.
Back in the warehouse, and I have this to go through today. This is another reseller got banned off Amazon for doing retail arbitrage. I'm not going to say who, obviously. And they said, I got to sell my stuff. Will you buy it from me? And I said, I'll buy all the DVDs from you. So I bought all their DVDs that they had currently in their death pile because they needed to get some cash for Christmas. And they're here now. So I'm going to list all these and we'll get them out hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. I have some more boxes too. Here's what we have going out so far. Unfortunately, that down there is the 200 CD player. It's going to California, so I did pay $22 in shipping costs to get it there. So that takes like $10 off what I thought my profit was going to be. But also, for this, I found the remote in my warehouse back there. I have a box of warehouses back, or a box of remotes back there, and it fits. So I listed it as like new at $250. So even though I'm paying more in shipping, I still feel good about getting a profit out of this.
Warehouse is warming up. While I have your attention real quick, please give the video a thumbs up right now and leave a comment below. That helps the video immensely in YouTube's search engine result placement. Appreciate it, thank you.
These are the CDs I have to return to the eBay scam seller. That's an empty pallet, that's boxes on a pallet, that's an almost empty pallet. These are all the DVDs I told you about. I think I'm going to do these first because they're going to be easier to list. Most of them are all new. They're not going to need to be refinished. And then I'll go to this. And then what I'm going to start doing is filling up that pallet with just things around the warehouse because I'm going to be selling pallets on bstock.com, I think. I'm considering it. And so it'll just be like basically my excess surplus inventory I've got from buyouts or whatever. I'm going to sell here on auction. Probably will not make my money back, but I'll clear up space in the warehouse. And like I said earlier, like 2 days ago, I want to get rid of this space. I want to make this space go away and then get a larger one, buy a larger one, because I'm renting right here and I'm using it mostly for storage. I had, as my business has changed over the years, I need less and less space for doing things, assembling things or whatever, and more space for just keeping pallets of stuff and making giant orders of like 48 pallets or whatever. And I can't do that here. So I have to cut this expense, and the best way to do that is to just take everything I have, put it in pallets, and sell pallets to resellers, basically. Someone who has more space, you can say, oh, I can use, 15 of those hammocks or whatever. It's a new part of my business. It's going to be challenging, but I'm going to document it on the YouTube channel. So if you are intrigued by that, stick around. What I'm doing now is I have Inventory Lab pulled up. I'm using this scanner into my laptop, scan the barcode. It says, okay, you have this, and I decide based on how many competitors there are if I want to sell it. I do want to sell this one. It's only like a $1, $2 profit, but it's going to sell in a month, and better than just throwing it away or selling it for probably 25 to 50 cents in an auction. Now that I said, oh, I'm selling it for $1, I feel like I have to go in and say they're not all going for $1. That happened to be the DVD I pulled out when I said, okay, I should do an update for the video today. Most of them are in the 5 to, up to, I think the most expensive DVD I've sold out of these is $140. It was a set of DVDs. It was the Grand, is what it was. Some BBC show. So when they're out of print, I always will price up. I'm not trying to be the buy box initially. I'm buying these DVDs for pennies a piece. I mean, less than a nickel a piece. And so I can afford to hold out for the absolute highest price. The absolute highest price, at least in 6 to 12 months. So let's say it's 100,000 sales rank DVD, and there's 4 prime sellers, and they're at $7, $10, $15, and $40. I'll put mine at like $34.95, undercutting the guy way up there because, this is just my gut. There's not an actual one-to-one correlation of here's how many sellers you should wait to sell out at lower prices to sales rank. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't do this above probably 100,000. I mean, just now that I'm thinking about it. Now, obviously, if it's like 102,000 and there's 2 prime sellers and they're at like $6, and then the lowest FBM new is like $90, then yeah, I will go above there. But the point I'm trying to make, and what you should be taking away from this, is that in certain instances, being the lowest price is not best. If you have a large amount of multiples of one product, like for example, I have this DVD right here, the Guilt Trip. I got 19 of those for whatever reason. They came in the pallet. So I'm not gonna sell those until Mother's Day. I'm thinking maybe it's like a Mother's Day gift, hopefully. But with those, I will try and be the lowest price, or at least I'll try to share the buy box. Now something else like let's say this DVD right here is out of print. It very well might be. Let's say it's out of print, and there's 1 prime seller at $7, and there's 1 FBM seller that's fulfilled by merchant. That means they ship it out from their house or their garage or whatever, and they're at $75. I'll put that at $59. That's where I think I have a little bit of leeway in between those 2 prices. And whenever you can predict where that leeway is going to be, you afford yourself much more profit, or at least the chance for more profit. Back on the road, I am picking up Ashley at work. She got off work early. It's like 2 o'clock right now. I have more cars. She could drive a car, but she just got this job a little bit ago, so we're trying to cut back on our expenses, not pay insurance on 2 cars, not pay for gas on 2 cars, etc., etc. And also, I mean, it's good for me to pick her up because that's the only way I get up at 7 in the morning is if I gotta do something for somebody else, because I would never get up that early for anything, that just is Blake centric. So it works out both ways. But anyways, that's kind of what I do. I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I make myself do things for other people because I know it's the only way that I'm ever going to do it for myself. Like, do I know that getting up at 7 a.m. is good for me? Absolutely I do. But it takes the expectation of someone else's, someone else needing help to get me to do it. So anyways, I'm going to get her, go back to the warehouse. Hopefully I'll bang out a few more boxes of DVDs, and I'm going to give you a roundup of what the entire estimated profit is from this one shipment. It's not 1 day's worth of work because some of the DVDs I packed before Christmas, and there's no point in to ship them out on December 23rd because they're not going to get there in time. So they're just sitting in my warehouse waiting for UPS to come today or tomorrow.
I'd say we're about done. Little over $1,000 net profit. I didn't put the buy cost in because it just takes too long to look up the individual buy cost when I'm purchasing 25 different lots a week. I have my total buy cost in my own accounting that I know how much I spent, but those are the numbers. A lot of fees. Sales rank is kind of high. I have a few books in there, so it's kind of artificially high. 119 items.
They're pretty much all in here. There's a few at the very bottom. The books are down there at the bottom for the base, but everything else is right here. It's not 50 pounds yet. It's about 35 pounds. So I'm gonna fit probably 70 or 80 more discs on here. And what I'll do then is just take another one of these small Lowe's boxes and put it over the top and tighten it that way. That's the best way I've found so far to ship 50 pounds of CDs. I put in about 8 hours of work today. We've got those boxes down there, and then this one being finished. So we got about 1,200 bucks there, and then about $2,000 between those two boxes, 200 bucks down there, and then that should be about $2,500. So all in all, I didn't do the math in my head, but between like $3,000 and $4,000, right? $4,000 and $5,000, and it's gonna be actualized over the next like 4 or 5 months. And some of these DVDs I have priced up high, so they're not gonna sell immediately, but I feel good about it. And now is the time of year, in my opinion, to be investing in some longer term payoffs, if you get the cash especially.
Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it so much. And subscribe to the channel if you've watched me do this for 17 or whatever 20 minutes it's been. Subscribe, because I think I might do more videos like this, just showing everything it takes to be an online reseller, an entrepreneur, an independent moneymaker. See you guys later. No shithead stuff going on. Okay, I'm watching you.